Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I am delighted to welcome you to this presentation. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. Today, we will be discussing a very important topic, review of documents, specifically focusing on error detection and correction in pharma documents. Over the course of this presentation, we will explore key methods and best practices to ensure accuracy and compliance in pharmaceutical documentation. So, let's get started and dive into this crucial aspect of our work. In pharmaceutical manufacturing, documentation is more than just keeping records. It's a legal and regulatory requirement that directly affects product quality, patient safety, and overall compliance. When we review documents, we're checking for errors and making sure corrections are properly implemented. This is a vital part of the pharmaceutical quality system. Document review helps us ensure that all recorded data is complete, accurate, and aligns with good manufacturing practices, or GMP, guidelines set by authorities like the US FDA and WHO. Even small errors can have big consequences, such as batch rejection, regulatory notices, or even product recalls, if they're not caught and corrected properly. Error detection involves carefully examining various documents, things like batch manufacturing records, batch packaging records, logbooks, and analytical reports, to spot issues like missing or incomplete entries, incorrect data or calculations, illegible handwriting, unapproved corrections, or inconsistencies between records. Once errors are identified, it's crucial to correct them following good documentation practices, or GDP, which is based on the ALCOA plus principles. Corrections should be transparent, traceable, and justified. The original entry must remain readable, and all changes should be signed and dated to maintain data integrity. Let's talk about the objectives of the document review process. The main goal is to verify that all recorded data is complete and correct. We want to make sure everything is accurate and nothing has been missed. It's also crucial to ensure that all activities comply with GMP, or good manufacturing practices, which are the standards that guarantee quality and safety. During the review, we look for errors, deviations, or any inconsistencies that might indicate issues or areas for improvement. Another key point is confirming that processes were followed exactly as outlined in the approved procedures. This helps maintain the integrity of our manufacturing process. Speaking of data integrity, we adhere to the ALCOA plus principles, making sure data is attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, and accurate. These principles are fundamental to ensuring trust in our records. Now, moving on to the types of documents we review. We examine batch manufacturing records, or BMRs, which detail each production run. Batch packaging records, BPRs, show how the product was packaged. Standard operating procedures, or SOPs, provide the instructions that guide our work. Logbooks for equipment, areas, and instruments help track activities and conditions. Analytical reports and lab records are essential for quality testing. Validation and qualification documents demonstrate that our processes and equipment meet required standards. Lastly, we review deviation, change control, and CAPA records to understand how issues are identified, documented, and resolved. All these documents together give us a comprehensive picture of our manufacturing process, helping us ensure quality, compliance, and continuous improvement. Let's talk about the importance of legibility and clarity in documentation. First, handwritten entries need to be easily readable. If someone writes a number or note, it should be clear enough for anyone to understand without confusion. Next, avoid overwriting or making unclear corrections. This means if a mistake is made, it should be corrected properly. For example, if the number 25 is written over to look like 75, it must be corrected with a single line strike-through, then signed and dated to show the correction was intentional and verified. Now, moving on to the key elements of document review, the first is the completeness check. Every field in the document should be filled out completely. No entries or signatures should be missing, and all steps in the process need to be recorded properly. For instance, if a temperature reading in a BMR form is blank, the reviewer must flag that issue before the batch is released. This ensures that no important data is overlooked and that the record is accurate and reliable. Overall, these points highlight how critical it is to maintain clear, complete, and correct documentation to support quality and safety in our processes. Now, let's move on to some key aspects of good documentation practices, or GDP compliance. First, it's essential that corrections are made properly. That means no erasing or whitening of entries. Instead, if a mistake is found, you should strike through the incorrect information, write the correct value nearby, and then sign and date the correction. Using correction fluid or similar methods is incorrect and should be avoided. Next, all entries must be signed and dated to ensure accountability and traceability. This helps verify who made each entry and when it was made. Additionally, always use indelible ink. This prevents the writing from fading or being altered over time, which is critical for maintaining data integrity. Let's look at an example. Incorrectly using correction fluid is a common mistake. Instead, the correct approach is to strike through the wrong entry, write the correct information, and then sign and date it. This maintains a clear, tamper-evident record. Moving on to accuracy checks. These are vital to ensure the recorded data is correct. This includes verifying that values are recorded properly, calculations are accurate, and data matches supporting records. For example, when calculating yield, you should confirm that the theoretical yield is correctly noted, the actual yield is accurate, and the percentage yield is computed correctly. Here's an example. Suppose the theoretical yield is 100 kilograms, and the actual yield is 92 kilograms. The percentage yield is calculated as 92 divided by 100 times 100, which equals 92%. Always have a reviewer double-check these calculations to confirm everything is correct. To sum up, thorough documentation and accuracy checks are the backbone of compliant, reliable data. They help ensure data integrity, accountability, and overall quality in our processes. Now, let's talk about the importance of conducting a consistency check. Essentially, this means verifying that data aligns across all relevant documents. For example, if the mixing time in the batch manufacturing record, or BMR, indicates 30 minutes, but the equipment logbook shows only 20 minutes, that's a discrepancy that needs to be investigated. Such inconsistencies can impact the integrity of our records and must be thoroughly checked and resolved. Moving on, another key element in document review is traceability. This is about making sure every activity can be traced back to a specific person, date, and time. For instance, if you see an entry that simply says checked by QA, that's not acceptable because it doesn't tell us who actually performed the check, when it was done, or the exact time. Instead, the proper way to record it would be something like checked by R. Sharma, 5 May 2026, 1430. This level of detail ensures that each step can be reliably traced back, which is crucial for accountability and audit readiness. Both of these elements, consistency and traceability, are fundamental to maintaining the integrity of our documentation process. They help us ensure accuracy, accountability, and compliance throughout the entire review process. Let's talk about the importance of document review. First, it plays a crucial role in ensuring product quality and safety. By thoroughly reviewing documents, we can catch potential issues early and make sure everything meets the necessary standards. It also helps prevent regulatory observations, such as audit findings, which can be costly and damage credibility. Additionally, document review supports our batch release decisions. Before a product goes out, we need to be confident that all documentation is accurate and complete. This process also strengthens our compliance with GMP guidelines, which is essential in maintaining our reputation and avoiding violations. Now, during reviews, we often encounter common errors. These include missing signatures or dates, which can undermine the validity of the records. Incorrect or skipped steps can lead to deviations from the process. Calculation mistakes are another frequent issue that can impact product quality. Sometimes, corrections are made without proper approval, and data inconsistencies between records can cause confusion or errors down the line. Let's look at the review process flow. It starts with an initial review at the production or operator level, where the team performs a self-check after completing their work. This step encourages immediate correction of any issues. Next, a supervisor reviews the documentation to ensure the process adhered to protocols. This supervision helps catch any overlooked mistakes. Finally, the quality assurance team conducts a thorough review before the batch is released. This final check is critical because it acts as a safeguard, confirming that everything is in order and that the product is safe for distribution. Understanding and following this review process helps us maintain high standards and ensures our products meet regulatory and quality expectations. Let's walk through an example case scenario to see how these situations can unfold in practice. During a QA review of a batch manufacturing record, or BMR, the reviewer identified a couple of key issues. First, there was a missing operator signature for the blending step, which is crucial for traceability and accountability. Second, the yield calculation was incorrect, written as 95% instead of the actual 92%. These might seem like small details, but they can have significant implications for compliance and product quality. So once these issues were identified, immediate action was taken. The batch was put on hold to prevent any further processing or release until the issues were addressed. An investigation was initiated to understand exactly what went wrong and how. Corrections were then made, with proper justification documented to ensure transparency. Additionally, the operator involved received retraining to reinforce the correct procedures and prevent similar errors in the future. The outcome of this process was positive. It led to improved compliance, ensuring that all regulatory and internal standards are consistently met. More importantly, it helped prevent similar errors from happening in the future, strengthening our overall quality system. This example highlights the importance of thorough reviews, prompt corrective actions, and continuous training, key elements that keep our processes robust and compliant, aligning with the overall theme of quality assurance. Let's wrap up with some final thoughts. Document review isn't just a routine task. It's a crucial part of ensuring quality in pharmaceutical manufacturing. When we do a thorough and systematic review, we're not just checking boxes. We're making sure everything complies with regulations, errors are caught early, and patient safety is protected. An effective review system does more than find mistakes. It helps prevent them from happening again. This is achieved through targeted training, process improvements, and implementing corrective and preventive actions, or CAPA. Such a structured approach not only boosts compliance, but also enhances operational efficiency, making sure our products consistently meet quality standards. In essence, focusing on error detection and correction during document review is fundamental to quality assurance in our industry. It safeguards regulatory compliance and, most importantly, protects the health of the patients we serve. This overall process underscores the importance of diligent review as a cornerstone of our commitment to quality. For further support, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help with any questions or additional information you might need. And finally, I want to thank you all for your time and attention today. Your engagement is truly appreciated, and I hope you found this presentation valuable. Remember, we're always available to assist you as you move forward. Thank you again.